Hi everyone, it's Danya here. The Stamps of Life has now introduced a new color to their ink pad collection, and the color is Pansy. And just as with all their new colors, they introduce everything in a kit, which I'm going to be unboxing here. So Pansy's is really pretty purple. Let me get this open here. I haven't even really looked at it yet. So it's a pretty purple. So it comes with the ink pad and the re-inker. And you get a stencil. It's a dotted stencil. This is nice. And then there's also a word die friend. So you can make an A2 size card with that. And there's epoxies. That's a pretty color combination. And then you get some ephemera. Let's see what's in here. I haven't looked at it yet. This is a true unboxing. So you get some, looks like little mixers and flowers. Oh, the kitty. Oh, I'm going to have to do something with the kitty. Oh, isn't the kitty cute? Some flowers. Oh, and the pot of flowers. Oh, isn't that sweet? Okay, I'm going to have to do something with that fun bunch. And then you get some ribbon. And some stickers. Sentiment stickers. And then finally the paper pad. So it has a lot of images that you can cut out with your dies. That's really, I like that heart paper. Oh, and there's the kitty again. I think that kitty's so cute. And the love bugs. Oh, that's a pretty paper. The mixers. This is like the Pansy color right here. It's like a really deep purple. And it starts all over again. Okay, so let me make a card really quick using this new colors. Maybe I'll do the stencil background. We'll see. All right, for this card, I decided to use a sketch. So I pulled off the internet the Sweet Sunday sketch 151, and I went and put, it's for an A2 size card, and I put the dimensions on here. So if you want to take a screenshot, okay. Now I want to cut all the pieces out. So I have my card base, A2 size. And let me leave the sketch here so you can see what I did. This would be the 4 by 5 1/4. So usually what I do is I'll cut this piece 4 5 1/4, and then I cut a map for it, because I find with sketches like this, it's always nice to have a map behind the pieces. And what I do is I usually give it like a little, like an 1/8 around it. So now this is just a little bit, you know, a hair bigger than 4 and 5 1/4. So that's what it's going to look like. So let me go ahead and I'll go ahead and glue this on. Okay. Now, for the part in the back that's the 2 little pieces, it's 4 3/4 by 1 1/8 and 4 3/4 by 2 1/4. So I already went ahead and cut those out, and then I laid it out and did the same thing. I matted it about 1/8 of an inch. And I do this on my trimmer. I don't have dies for this. So that would layer on there. So let me... like so. Okay, so the next section is the little sort of rectangle, 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. So it's 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. And again, I did the same thing. I just cut it, the white piece, about 1/8, approximately 1/8 bigger than the dimensions. Let me bring my trimmer over. This in the beginning. So, for instance, if this is going to be 2 3/4, so this would be 2 3/4, and if I want to do a mat around it, I just take it to the next tick mark, which is 1/8. And I do that on the other side as well. And that gives me just a little bit of a border around it to break up all the pattern paper that goes one on top of the other. So let me adhere this to the white. And that'll sit just about here. Okay, so let me adhere that. Now, instead of the circle, I decided to use a heart. I'm going to use a heart instead. And instead of this banner, I'm going to use the swirl that I got from the Dragonfly dies. So it'll look something like that. I don't want to adhere that yet. Now, this heart has a little ruffly. And what I want to do on this is I want to put one of the sentiments that came with the kit. And I believe the love lives here will fit on the heart. Not, I will trim it. Perfect. And glue that to the ruffly in the back. The scalloped heart, I guess is the proper word for it. I want to apologize if my voice sounds a little scratchy. My husband had COVID, and I think I did too. I never got tested. But we're both recovering at the moment. So that's why I sound a little bit, I don't know. I could hear it, that my voice doesn't sound right. Okay, so let me go ahead and adhere this. I did cut one of the dragonflies out from the set. Now, because I put it on there, this doesn't lay right, and it's going to bug me. So I'm just going to take some, you don't have to do this, but I'm just going to take some cardstock, and I'm going to layer it a little bit in the back. I have some pieces here that I can use. And see if 2 will work. Yeah, that's good. I can get away with 1 little piece on the bottom. There. Much better. Okay, I'm happy. Again, this is something you don't have to do this, but I didn't like the play. I'm going to pop up the dragonfly, which I did use my dies to cut it out of the paper pad. I'm just going to use some foam foam, piece of foam foam. Okay, let that dry. Now, the ephemera that came with the kit had these little flowers. And going to just adhere that. Put the blue one on the bottom. Okay, hopefully that'll dry. Dry. And then I can adhere it to the card front here. And there we go. Simple card from a sketch. Changed it up a little bit to make it my own. And I really do want to use that kitty that came in the ephemera. So let me go ahead and make another card. Okay, for this card, I'm going to use the stencil that comes with the kit. I already have it taped it down. The white piece of paper in the back is a little bit bigger, or approximately 5.5 by 4.25, and I'm going to trim it down. So that's why, that's okay if the tape's there. I want to do a, oh, this is going to cause my phone to move. I apologize. I want to do like some kind of an ombre effect. We've got the pixie, the grape, and the pansy. And hopefully that'll, so you could see the differences of the purples that the Stamps of Life carries. And I'm hoping that these little guys have a lot of ink on them. So I'm going to slowly start adding color. I don't know, is the phone moving? Do you feel like you're on a roller coaster? So we'll do that with the pixie. And then the grape. My grape is nice and juicy. But pixie is very pale too. Let me clean it off and add some more pixie. Okay, so this is the first time I open the Pansy. Ooh, it's tight. Can't get it open. There we go. Nice and clean. So this is going to be really juicy. Let me give you an idea what it's going to look like. Okay, let me start out in the corner. It's a very rich color. And let me do a little bit more grape to blend it in. Okay, that should be good enough. I'm going to be putting something in front of it anyway, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So now let's do the, well, let me cover all this up first. Make sure there's nothing on my hands. I use washi tape. Washi tape is probably not the best idea for this, but. Okay, so there's our dots. And you can see that they start out lighter and move down, so you can see the differences in the purples. Remove it from this background. Okay, so let me go trim it down and come back and put a card together. Okay, so that's my trimmed down panel. And I'm going to lay that down on a sheet of a mat of size of 5 1/4 by 4. So this is 5 1/4 by 4, and this is 5 by 3 3/4. Okay. And then off screen, I went and assembled the window. So I cut the drapes from the pattern paper. There is drapes there that you can cut out, but they were solid, and I wanted a pattern. The flower pot and the flower and the cat are part of the ephemera, and I used the epoxy dot in the center of the flower that comes with the kit. Now I wanted to add bows to the windows, but unfortunately the ribbon, or unfortunately in this case, the ribbon was too wide, so I just happened to find some pixie that I had from a previous kit, so I used that. Now when I lay this down, I want to make sure that I have room for a sentiment. I wanted this one down here. The road to a friend is never long, so I think if I put it, looking on the side here, this one will fit if I mount the window up just a little high and line it up with that first row of dots. Try to lower it a little bit. So make sure you stencil your dots nice and even. That's what I'm using as a guide to center the window. And I'm off a little bit, but that's okay. All right, so then let's see. Hopefully I measured correctly. And this will fit right about there. I might want to press it down. Yeah, it's about right. And then let me mount this to the card base. And then, of course, this is an A2 size card. Okay. So there, I got to use my kitty like I wanted to. let that go down. So hopefully this gives you a good representation of the color Pansy. And I did make another card off screen. Let me bring it over so I can explain that real quick. Just really quick, I did use the friend fold it that came in with the kit. And I just assembled it. It's pretty self-explanatory. I used the ephemera and the sticker sentiment. But what I did want to point out about this one die set is that when it cuts, you're going to get a border. So you have the option to put a different color. Let me see if I can bring the die here so you can see what I'm talking about. So you get the outer, the inner, and then you get the what I call the detailed die, and it's going to cut out the little sliver. So that way you can do what I did here and add a border around each letter. Okay, so that's the kit. And here are the cards. And I just wanted to add that on the first one, I went back and added some 3D ink to the centers of those flowers. Well, thank you very much, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a fantastic day.